Hi, welcome to a video of my flea market finds for Saturday, May 3rd and Sunday, May 4th, 2025. Saturday I didn't find much, but oddly enough my most satisfying find of the weekend was the very first purchase I made. A guy who likes to pick up stuff everywhere and lies it on the ground, and there's all kinds of stuff. He's the guy. I like people like that because he's the guy who sold me this spick and span box for $2. I'm glad people like him are around. Had this disc gold case, yellow, was much dirtier than that. I cleaned it up with some Vim and Scott towel. Came pretty clean. Was filled with scratchy, beat up Italian 45s of the 60s. He wanted $10, so I offered $5 just for the case, and I take the records out. He took the records out, and then he tried $8 and no, $5. Or I was gesturing that I was leaving. So okay, $5. So I got it for $5. I already have a pink one in better shape. So now if I see a green one, I won't be able to resist. Although I don't need this. It's for naked records. I try to find sleeves for all my records, even the beaten up ones. So it's really just for nostalgic reasons. I never had one as a kid, but I knew people who had some. Anyway, that was the first purchase. Then I got this CD for $1. Midnight Oil, Red Sails in the Sunset, 1984. If I'm not mistaken, that's before Beds Are Burning. So I'm curious. It's a nice red case with the original nice price sticker. Is that the record number? No, that's a sticker number. I don't know. I'll look it up. I just noticed for the first time there's a number. Anyway, and I love these old CDs. You're sure the sound is not oversaturated and cropped. Doesn't clip. Okay, so that, and a man had this. We used these lock and lock containers, and of course by bending over and over and over and over again, eventually one of them snaps off. As soon as one of them is broken, it's useless. So I saw opportunity to get a backup lid. I said, how much? I want to offer him $1. You want only one? Yes. That's the only one he had. He said, it's free. Oh, thank you. Gratis. So that was my Saturday. So going back forwards, sorry, not backwards, but forwards to the Sunday, May 10th day at the flea market. First seller had some $5 records. I got bummed out for the rest of the morning because I just missed by a few minutes the best record. Some guy was hoarding and picking all the good ones, including a $5 Sly and the Family Stone album. I didn't have, because I leaned over while he was counting them just to read the titles, and he moved around. He didn't like me checking what he found. I don't know what the fuss is about. If somebody wants to see what I found first, I would be proud to show off, and yeah, I found this, look, haha. But anyway, so I got these two, and now that I think about it, I might have this one already, but I don't remember, because the last 2-3 years are a big blur for me. I keep finding too much stuff. I don't have time to do the inventory. Anyway, this is I don't know how to qualify this band. Mid-70s, typical mid-70s Quebec band. You can see the instruments here: flute, saxophone, piano, clarinet, organ, acoustic electric guitar, strings, and electric. So it's very like long songs, tired old ship, 21 minutes. Anyway, so and it's on a Harvest label. Pretty cool. Both of them are. Both of them are from 1975. So we have the self-titled Manège, and we have Manège des Poches. This one I'm almost sure I bought it, so I might have bought it by mistake a second time, but it was a nice seller, so I want to encourage him. So I got those two for $2. I have to go $10. What am I saying? $2. Two $5 records for $10. Sorry. I work in the income tax field, and I'm burned out right now. It's the peak season. After these records, I got somebody was selling some comic books. And although I have most of Asterix books, I'm just missing a few of the most recent ones. They were asking $7 for Tintin books. I'm only missing one Tintin book. Nobody has it. It's Tintin et l'Alphard, an unfinished book after that Hergé started before dying. Nobody knows what that book is. I read it at my high school library. Anyway, the Astérix, and it's a good thing I've asked because I got curious, because this is Astérix chez les Helvètes. First copy, first pressing, Astérix chez les Helvètes, 1970. And not so shabby, it's not perfect, but man, it's pretty good. And I've asked, and she said $2. Yoink! Yeah, first pressing. Yes, I will. Although I have a more recent but better copy, I can't resist the original. And this one is beat up, but I was really curious because I already found 2 Marc Lebut et son voisin books, which I haven't read yet, so I don't even know if I like this or not. But this is a 3rd book. Well, not the number. Well, it happens to be number 3, but the 2 others I have came out after this one. This is a 1st edition, as you can see, Balade en Forté. And this is the number 1, 2, 3. So this is an old first edition, and that was also $2. Decided to splurge. Then I went back to the pile and I saw this one, Astérix en Hispanie, also a 1st edition with the lettering there. This I had to get because many years ago, at the turn of the late 70s, early 80s, my uncle Jean-Marie gave us some books, not many, just a handful of Tintin in Astérix books, including a 1st edition of this book, which I have downstairs somewhere, but all beat up with duels all over the place. So yeah, I had to, and that was also $2, yoink. And she also had the 1st edition of Astérix sur le Chaudron, but I left that one behind because I didn't like the condition. So $6 for those 3 books. Yes, thank you. Next was after the books. Yeah, I got a. I'll cover the link so I don't show my things in the living room. Couldn't resist. I fell in love with this little stool there. I already have one identical to this one. Actually, it's the one my mom had, but this one is much cleaner than the one we have. Aside from a little bit of white paint there, and it's very sturdy, made in Canada. Decided to get it, and it was just $10. So yeah, I couldn't leave it behind. Just things, nice, solid, useful things that made in Canada or make, and you can't find in the stores anymore. I have to buy. So I got that for $10, and it goes with this little thing in my room there that I got a while ago. That is more rare, and that I bought because it goes with the first one we had. But this upgrade, if I can call it an upgrade, actually ladders. The both of them will be useful. Moving on, I rumble. Yes, some lady had a little case of 45s, nothing interesting. The good records were in bad shape, so I left everything behind, except for this record. A Presto Recording Corporation, rare sleeve, by the way. I've never seen a Presto sleeve. Paramus, New Jersey, USA. And this is from Verdun, Quebec radio station, CKVL, 8:50 AM. And bienvenue à l'écoute de CKVL. CKVL, 23 mars 1956, so March 23rd, 1956. Both sides are at 78 RPM. This side has an announcer explaining, announcing some shows on the station, and there was a contest with a store, I forgot the name, I've played it only once. That if you bring the record, you would get a big rebate on some expense, something I don't remember. And the other side seems to be the same announcer, and I think interviewing a woman who got to be recorded on the record. So I'm guessing that visitors of the radio station could get recorded at on record for a minute and a half. Because they barely talk about small talk, and at the end he said, well, we didn't even have time to really start a conversation, but the minute and a half is almost over, so thank you for coming, and the record ends. So that's how I know it. They had a minute and a half to talk. So the lady, when I found this, said, oh, that's probably my mother on this thing. Actually, I'm not sure if I want to sell it, so I offered to her that I would digitize it. I would even take a picture of the record and the sleeve, send her by email the MP3s and an image of the record, and she agreed. So I have her email address. I have to digitize it and send it to her. So $1, got this for $1. I already have another 78 by CKBL, but a 10-inch one. It's a commercial for a bar in La Chine, and the announcer is actually singer Jean Roger. So it's nice to have another CKBL artifact. After this $1 record there, I got some guy had some records at $5. I grabbed this one, although I'm 30% chance I already have it. I'm not sure. I vaguely remember having some sort of Ventures double compilation, but I'm not sure if it's this one. Decided to grab it. So this is inside the Ventures. Sorry for the glare. Not that many songs, only 20 songs on this thing. But the records are in great shape. She said it was $3, $245. So I went through the little stack he had a second time. Grabbed this copy. I don't know what the censorship is on YouTube right now, so I'm covering the naked little boy with the organ showing. So this is Woodstock 2. And at first I checked the records inside. I said, oh, there's only 2 records, it's missing one. Then I realized, oh, wait a second, it's a 2-record set. So it's not missing a record. And I have a few scuffs but no scratches. So I said, heck, for $2 I'll compare with the ones the one I already have. I think I only have one copy of Woodstock 2, and I don't remember in which condition, so might as well round it up for $5. Got those 2 records for $5. Then the same table had a few records in 2 stacks about this thick. They were $1 each. I decided to grab this one, which has a picture sleeve. Elton John, I guess that's why they call it the blues on this not too popular album, Too Low for Zero. But I checked, and yes, it says The Retreat, not on the album. It's only the first track with the little asterisk. So I'm always on the lookout for certain names and certain bands. I'm always on the lookout for B-sides that are not on albums. So I grabbed it just for that. I didn't even check the song The Retreat to see if I liked it or not. I just, I decided it was a good purchase. So that one I don't regret. Let me see. After that, I got a useful thing here to clean. Isopropyl alcohol, never opened. $1. Why not? And it's good for cleaning heads on recorders and etc. After that, oh yes, some guy had a whole bunch of pencil sharpeners made in Hong Kong with different shapes, Canons, reel-to-reel recorder, and this one was a gramophone. Oh, this thing is articulated, it turns, so oh, gramophone, even the arm moves. $5 freaking! $5. And it was $5 each, or 5 for $20, but that's the only one I was interested in. A guy came and had a model boat at home. He bought the seller all his Canon shaped sharpeners. He bought a whole bunch of them. So I couldn't resist. $5. Yes, that's beautiful. I don't have a small nipper figurine, but I'll remember if I do find one to grab it to match this gramophone. That would be cool, because I'm starting my nipper collection. It's getting pretty cool, because I have, well, this little thing there. I have this cap, RCA cap with a nipper on it. I have these 2 things there. I have these 2 things here, and of course my big plexiglass. Plus I have this book of with leather or simile leather cover with nipper on it, but it's to write your list of 78s. It's I don't know where I've put it. I want to get it out so I can put a shelf over my door and put it there. And I would take out a white labeled demonstration 78 from 1931. I also have an engraved 78, a one-sided 78 from early the beginning of the past century with Victor engraved on it. I want to put it next. So I'm starting this Victor nipper collection. So this was nice. And after that, I went back to the table of the nice seller that sold me the 2 Prague records there, Manège. And because I saw this, I already have this. I have several copies, but this is the first pressing. Very recently, like less than 2 weeks ago, I started watching videos of a YouTuber who's very smart talking about records. Is a local, well, that's the thing, I don't remember if he's in my city or another city of my province. But he's the one who taught me very recently that the very first pressing of this 1974 album by Jean-Pierre, the big star in Quebec, he passed away unfortunately, with some great hits on it. He had, when he was young, a original pressing with a nice, powerful sounding mastering. He's very into masterings and stuff. He explained to me that the first edition has this label, but not just this label, but the mastering is done in the States by some guy, I forgot the name, but has a DK initial on the groove. I don't know why it's hard to see on that side, but on the other side, right there, DK. My camera is probably too shitty to pick up, but trust me, it says DK right there. And then there was another pressing done by SNB, and usually SNB did a good job, but apparently the sound is kind of flat, not as lively on the SNB mastering, which also has this original label. And then there's another edition of the same SNB pressing, but with the black and the black label with the little red, white, and blue little trace around. And this is the copy to have. And he showed in a video that he found a copy with the right pressing, but it was beat up. So I'm going to have to inquire and find a way to contact him and ask him if he, well, first of all, if he's local, but I don't want to ship that by mail. The shipping is worth more than the record. I was surprised to hear that he has a hard time finding it, because heck, I see this all the time. I was lucky to, I think it was put on my path expressly to pick up for him. Because when I saw his video, what I forgot to say is when I saw his video, I paused the video, I went downstairs, I said, oh, letter F, I think I can reach that record, because there's a big mess downstairs, there's stuff everywhere. I have like years of sorting out to do, finish building up shelves for all the records. Oh, it's a big mess. I have to wait for long vacations to move a little bit at a time. But letter F is on the first shelf. I just have to move a pile of stuff and I can reach letter F. So I realize I have 3 copies in my sorted section, not counting whatever other copy I found since then. And one of them is a perfect condition DK pressing. So I still picked that one up also for $5. And I'm going to try to get it to him. If not, I have a spare copy of the first pressing. So that was my weekend. So thanks for watching.